Hello. Well, anyone with any grasp of what's been going on recently will have seen this coming. It started, of course, in Canada when the Trudeau government shut down the bank accounts of people who were protesting a governmental policy. And not only shut down bank accounts, of course, but shut down other avenues of them getting money. And at the time, I made a couple of videos. I made several videos supporting these people, but I kept on saying that this was a very dangerous precedent when a government can interfere in how the banks let you have your money. That is a terrible thing. Of course, it's a temptation that no dictator can resist. And let's face it, that's what Trudeau is. But we'd have thought that a democratic government would not have been susceptible to that. So it isn't. That is, this is not the government interfering. This is the banks acting independently. And if you believe that, PM me, I have a bridge I can sell you. All right, I'm Granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. I let you know when I've uploaded a new video on Twitter and Gab. All the links are in the description. Also the links to donation sites. But if you don't want to do any of that stuff, don't worry. Do give this video a like though, and share it, and subscribe to my channel if you are not already subscribed. And if you are, and you're on YouTube, just check, because YouTube acts quite badly in that way. Just a minute. Right, that's too close to the desk. Okay. Nigel Farage says he may have to leave UK after bank closes his accounts. I'm not going to be talking so much about this. There are many other sites that are discussing this problem. I'm going after one particular aspect of it. I'll get to that in a minute. The former UKIP leader, now he's not a former UKIP leader. He was the Brexit Party leader. Just let's get this straight. UKIP has a bad reputation in Britain. It's mostly undeserved. It got a bad reputation because it was the first party to actually start talking about Brexit. And of course, all the main organs of news dissemination were calling the UKIP people a bunch of Nazis, which they weren't. But Farage realised that it was irreparably solid by all of this slander, and so he ended up starting the Brexit Party, which was a different thing. And so I don't like the way they're bringing this up now. As said, his personal and business accounts with a major retail bank have been closed because of a commercial decision, and other high street firms have refused to allow him to transfer his funds to them. So all the banks, by the looks of things, according to this story, they are refusing to handle his money. And he says he's been the victim of blatant corporate prejudice. Yeah, I suppose being a politician, he couldn't say. What I'm thinking is that the prejudice here is not emanating so much from the banks as from their masters, their political masters. Asked what he plans to do is, he says, leave the country. I haven't decided. I've really got to think about this. No, it's shocking when you are in a country and suddenly all the banks refuse to handle your money. It's just horrible. It really is a terrible thing. It should not be allowed. And it comes out of the money laundering rules, which seemed at the time to be perfectly reasonable. Now look how they can be abused. That's the trouble. It always starts with somebody you don't like, and then you suddenly discover it's happening to you. You know, that one, that first they came for the... Yeah, but everyone knows what's going on here, so you don't need that news report. I just gave you that report in order to establish this background. Jack Buckby has made the point that Nigel Farage didn't say anything when Anne-Marie was, debanked. I don't know. I've got no brief for Waters. I think she is a very good street fighter and a very bad politician. But whatever, a bank account, if I'd have known about that, I'd have defended her, and I defend her now. So it says here, let's just, yeah, what Farage says is, if they can do it to me, they can do it to you. And indeed they can. It started with somebody as unpleasant as Walters. I didn't know about that, as I said. Then it's being applied to him, and it won't stop with him. Now, what I was most heartbroken about was the responses to the tweet. I have no sympathy for you. You spearheaded the Brexit campaign. Yeah, like that's a terrible thing. You see, it's somebody who is not for Brexit, so yeah, you can treat this person like a pariah. And what I find more heartbreaking about it is that this person does not understand how terrible this instrument is and how it can end up with him as well. It's time for you to taste your own medicine. I don't understand that. He's never stopped anybody's bank account. He's never stopped anybody's anything. He's never tried to, and he's never expressed an interest in doing so. So he's not tasting his own medicine here. You, who made this tweet, you are going to taste that eventually. And then this other one, oh no, someone did something I don't agree with, they must be punished. No, that's not what Farage was saying at all. He was saying his bank account has been stopped. This reduces his ability even to buy food. This is a dreadful, dreadful, horrible, awful, terrible thing. And then Londoner, it's fitting that you endorse the hardship faced by newcomers here as they seek refuge from the persecution that, ironically, we have a hand in creating. Oh, this is just everything. And this person calls himself a Londoner. Oh, when there is specific evidence of money laundering or unexplained sources of income, I'm quite sure that Farage isn't doing that. Not because I think Farage is an honest man, although he probably is, but, I have no proof one way or the other. But because he knows he's being watched all the time. If he were doing things like money laundering, then there really would be an instant release of that news into the press, because that's all the Remainers are looking for, isn't it? So, no, I don't believe that this has anything to do with money laundering. And let's get, and this guy, you did say if Brexit was a failure you'd leave. They're just keeping you honest. So these are people glorying in this. I don't believe for 1 minute your bank hasn't given you a reason why. It's to do with Brexit being so damaging, so serves you right, more or less the implication. Amazing news, simply amazing, couldn't have happened to a nicer person. These are people who are completely oblivious to the general danger that this action has released. And they are completely, the idea of democracy or votes or anything like that, they just don't understand it. And there seem to be enough of them that they're tweeting these sorts of messages. And I find that terribly depressing. Anybody who has any respect at all for any sort of democracy should find this situation completely, well, unacceptable is the mildest word you can use. Just truly awful. I was going to swear there, but I don't think I shall. Anyway, that's it. It's not that Farage was cancelled in this way. That's bad enough. But it's the fact that there isn't an upswell of every citizen of this country who understands democracy in complete outrage about it. That's what I find so thoroughly discouraging. Okay, well, till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the granniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.